Hello and welcome to the London Bulls podcast with me, Tom, and of course my good friend KD. KD, how are you, mate? You well?
Feeling absolutely brilliant. Really happy to see you.
Good to hear it.
Also, happy belated birthday, my friend. Your 30th
Cheers.
birthday this week. Absolute legend.
Thank you,
And
mate.
I know you were out in Portugal. How does it feel?
Yeah, old. Can't imagine those who are 40, it's obviously a bit of a slippery slope to them. But no, Portugal was great, beautiful weather out there. Um Obviously listened and whatever to the Hereford games and yeah, had a nice restful time. How about
I heard
you?
you
You had a
also,
restful week?
didn't you meet a former Hereford player out there?
Did.
Bit
I
serendipity.
did. Yes. Um, I met a player who played for us, I think it was 93, 94 season under Greg Downs, a chap called Kevin Smith. Um, yeah, really nice guy. We weren't talking for very long, didn't have long to speak, but yeah, really nice guy. And he loved his time at Hereford and played for Darlington as well, I think. So yeah, it was a bit of an odd one, just in a bar and just got chatting to him. That was it.
What a small world that is. That's nuts, that, isn't it?
Mad. Yeah, definitely,
Talking of a
mate.
small world today, I've been doing this training course. I was up at St George's Park today. Funnily enough, bumped into Anwar Uddin, who's part of the course at Birmingham New Street. He was
Mm.
a former player for us. I was asking him about the best players he played with at Hereford, and we were talking about Ben Smith, and he was like, Steve Guinan really
Mm.
stood out.
Mm.
Um, Get to George's Park, first person we see there, Steve Guinan. Unbelievable.
What?
Such a small
That's
world. And
amazing.
really nice to just chat to him, talk to him about the London Bulls. He potentially be keen, hopefully, to support us in some way, you know. So, raise the flag for the London Bulls when I saw him earlier. But unbelievable how like far the connection goes, with Hereford. So yeah, really nice day, mate.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and we've got a really exciting pod ahead of us, haven't we?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously, we'll talk about the games that have been and the games that will be. There's obviously a lot to talk about with those. We have had some great events in this past couple of days with the London Bulls, so obviously we'll have a chat about that and what we've potentially got coming up, especially with the Christmas party, announcing a certain guest on that. And of course we'll have a go on memory corner. But I suppose we should start where it should be, really, which is Buxton away.
Yes.
And, you know, obviously, well, the win. It was a rearranged game. We obviously should have been playing Scarborough, but we played Buxton instead. But what what did you think, obviously, of that game, an away game, clearly. Good on the road, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was actually out in Stockholm en route to Finland away with England. And thank you to everyone at Radio Hereford FC. They did a great job. I was able to listen up there. I was actually yelling in some random ass bar in Sweden. So I think a few people got scared there. But a really good result, mate. Absolutely unbelievable. I think from my last pod, I think Caddis listened to me and he must have got some oxygen capsules because of the high altitude in Buxton. So it must have
Yeah,
worked. Great performance by Keem Rose. He scored an absolutely unbelievable goal. It was kind of like a double swivel if anyone's seen it on the highlights or in real life. And don't get me started, mate, on this ghost goal, What was going on there?
yeah.
How the
I
hell
mean,
did they give that? That's absolutely disgraceful.
it's another decision, isn't it? We've talked about these decisions, these offsides and everything that have gone against us, but you know, I, it's just not even close. I was going to try and say, oh well, maybe you can see from the lines and stuff, but no, it's just not even near the goal. So just horrific decision, and it's a shame because it could genuinely cost us one day. Obviously it has cost us wins this season already, but yeah, imagine we don't get into the playoffs or you know what I mean, or the title because that's what we're going for at the moment. Um, with Scunthorpe stuttering a bit, but yeah, it's getting frustrating now. Referee's got a hard job, so I do have sympathy because it's not that easy, and especially the rules are just stupid these days, especially
What's
offsides
your
and
opinion?
handballs.
So
Who
just
knows?
say we drew that game, or we even
Mm,
lost.
mhm.
I mean, and there's evidence. There's clearly evidence. We've got amazing highlights like that,
Yeah.
genuinely showing it across the line. What do you think there should be some kind of like compensation involved? Like, but clear-cut chances that haven't counted. Do
Yeah.
you think there should be? I don't know. Do you think referees should issue public apologies? Like, what's your kind of thought process around this? Because I can't get my head around it.
No, I mean, I think at the end of the day, what good's an apology? Yes, it proves you were right, but it doesn't get you any points. And I think it just depends where you end up finishing. I mean, one game isn't going to define your season. However, you could argue that you get the win, say, like obviously at Buxton, we did end up getting the win, but if we'd drawn or we'd lost and you ended up, and you could have got the win, you could have got the draw, you could have gone on a decent run then because you've got that, you've got that mentality, you've got that momentum, whatever. And so it could cost you in a way that you just cannot predict either. But I just think when we've had as many decisions as we've had and we just keep getting apologies, I just don't. How's it helping anybody? Compensation's an interesting one, but I think again, how do you quantify how much you've lost? Really, obviously, not getting into the playoffs is clearly, but you might not have gone up anyway. So it's difficult. I mean, what do you think? What needs to happen?
Yeah, I think I remember Jurgen Klopp maybe last season or the season before being like, we need to replay games where there's been a clear-cut goal that's maybe been ruled out unfairly. I don't really know. I don't ever think there's a right answer, is there? I mean, it's really impossible because there's loads of what ifs, isn't there?
Mhm.
Would a replay then be fair? Would it have panned out the same way? But yeah, it's just a
Yeah,
shame, really. Officiating's not really been that consistent on season. But the way we won was really impressive. Coming back from a goal down like that and with a setback like that, for Andy Williams to score in the last minute, sensational
mm,
goal as well, I must add. Still doing well at that age. People keep writing him off, but the guy's still performing. He's still
yeah,
there when we need him most. I think it says a lot about us in a way, scoring the last minute, coming back from goal down. There's a lot of determination in the squad. Cadiz
yeah.
has really instilled a fantastic kind of resilient mentality.
Mm,
And even in terms of like expectation, we only had 34% possession.
mm. Yeah, exactly, mate. And we've been doing that to other teams, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
where we've been the dominant team, and but it shows you don't need the possession as long as you can defend well, and we seem to be defending really well at the moment. Yes, we've conceded, um, in every game that we're going to talk about today, the last three games, but it's been, it's been better. And you say about that, that late goal. I think again, that's something that we've improved on from last season. That's something that we've because we're in a better position now. We might have been 2-1 down last season and scored late on to draw 2-2, but this time, it's 1-1 and we're winning 2-1 or whatever. So, it's not the first time it's happened. Obviously, it happened at Brackley, where we scored in the last minute as well. So, yeah, it's great. It's good for us. Um, great 3 points and it's just it is another tough place to go. So really happy to get the win there, mate.
Do you think, I was going to say, do you think, if we conceded a similar goal like that, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, we would have come back in that manner? Or do you think it's kind of, you can just see the way we would have crumbled, do you know what I mean? And the way Cadiz
Yeah.
has changed that.
Yeah. No, I think you're right, mate. Yeah, I think we probably would have. Because it is hard to come back from things like that. Um, and it is that character, it is that mentality, and these players seem to have it. That never say die. And that's what it's all about. And that should almost be a second motto of our club, you
Yeah.
know.
We seem to
So
be, we just
yeah.
seem to be a bit more streetwise. So I was just talking about that stats again. So
Mm,
Buxton has 66% possession, 5 attempts
yeah.
with one on target.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? So I think Cadiz is really kind of managing games really well. Even in his post-match interview, he's kind of saying before the game, I was telling the good lads, you're not going to have the ball today.
mm,
But it's what
yeah.
you do with it, isn't it? You can pass and play beautiful football all you want, but if you're not putting in the net, you're not going to win.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to play like that against teams. Sometimes you have to be, not playing the best football, not playing the best, it's just tactics, isn't it? Some games. Sometimes you need to have the ball on the ground and knock it about, and and we've seen that work, and then other times you do just need to lump it and get those tackles in, and makes a bit, it is, and that's what's beautiful. That's what's beautiful about this team and what Cadiz is doing.
Yeah, and I think a win like that, I think it can give a bigger confidence boost than winning a game 3-0, just the manner of
Yeah,
the way we did it. And then,
yeah.
going into Curzon away,
Mm.
what were your kind of initial thoughts with that? That wasn't a bad scoreline, was it?
No, not at all, mate. I think it's one of those where you take a draw, don't you? But third v fourth as it was at the time. Um, but I was obviously I wasn't there. I was away. Listening to it on the radio, we sounded like a really good side. And yes, okay, maybe we were hanging on a little bit at the end, but you're going to sit back a bit. You're going to try and defend that lead. Um, but again, just mentioning the defense, how good they've been. That's what it's been all about this season.
Yeah, honestly, unbelievable performance. And do you know what? It was really nice to see the amount of fans that went. There were
Mm.
hundreds down there. It's unbelievable. Really difficult place to
Yeah.
get to, especially with all the floods and stuff that's been happening over the last few weeks.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, I think I was just disappointed to see Robinson missing that game because of a
Mhm.
one-match ban. It seems, obviously, we'll go into the pointing game in a bit. It's just a shame to see, he's been picking up yellow cards and,
Mm.
he's our Roberto Carlos, we need him. Um, we don't need him banned. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
I
he used to get yellow cards as well, mate. Don't worry about that.
mean,
Roberto Carlos.
and, he's an all-time great, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, we had a bit of a setback early on, didn't we, with that? I mean, Sinclair scored a brilliant goal for them. It was kind of
Mm.
like a slip shot, the way he scored.
Mhm.
Top bins, Chapman couldn't reach it. And then Tate Campbell's
No.
goal, really nice to see him get on the score sheet. Albeit
Yeah.
he looked quite lucky, if I'm honest, that went in. Massive
Nah,
deflection.
mate. It's pure skill. Pure skill.
And who scored the winner for us, mate? 48th minute.
Oh,
Who was it?
oh God. Is it a lot? It's got a London Bulls connection, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Do we sponsor him? Is it
I
Big
think
Matt Preston?
it's Preston. And his away shirt as well, so we spun for that.
Yeah.
So brilliant for him to score
Mhm.
on an away game for us, which was unbelievable. I'll tell you what, he's quite far out.
Mhm.
Do you know,
Yeah.
it's like a kind of far out header, which really good goal that.
He
He's
wouldn't
been
have done
really
that
impressive.
before we sponsored him, mate. Wouldn't have done that before we'd sponsored him.
I think this usually makes it.
No.
I think we've really inspired him to up his game, but he's been
Yeah.
solid and he's been so
Yeah.
good. Um, and again, coming back from a goal down, winning 2-1, just shows that resilience and determination of the squad.
Mm.
And just game management in general just seems excellent. We just seem to have a lot of experience. Like Matty Preston, like I said, he's got really good experience at Kidderminster, hasn't he? Obviously, they
Mm.
went up and, he's been really solid for us at the back. So went up to second after that, didn't we? Not
Yeah.
back to second.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's just dreamland, isn't it? It's always going to be hard to maintain that. But, but you think about that Curzon game, we had a lot more possession. We had more possession than they did. And then, obviously you compare that to the Buxton game. And again, it's just tactically perfectly got those Caddi's got those games right. So what more can you say about it from that perspective?
Mm.
Um, you know, but I want to give a shout out to Radio Hereford FC. At half time, they did give us the London Bulls a little bit of a mention, and myself and KD and our commentating skills, let's say. Um, so I really appreciate that. We both obviously really appreciate that, and they do such fantastic work getting to all those games and giving us all a great account of what's going on. So yeah, cheers, guys.
I still can't believe we were able to do that.
I know
People, what a legend. Absolute legend.
madness is.
Yeah,
Yes.
unbelievable. And then, we had God, it feels like we've had a million away games, isn't it? Warrington away, and fair play to our fans, the costs involved with that, really good
Mhm.
show again on a Tuesday night. I don't know if people maybe stayed over the weekend. But yeah, another difficult game. And not the result we wanted, was it?
No, no, it's disappointing, wasn't it? Um, you know, it was always tough. Obviously, Robbo got sent off 23 minutes in, and then you're chasing the game, aren't you? So it was always going to be tough from there. Um, but I mean, did you catch the game at all?
Yeah, I had a really good night actually.
Oh, did you?
We obviously screened the game. It was a proper London Bulls event. This might sound corny, but it was honestly one of the best nights of my life. I'm not even joking.
Because I
It was
wasn't
also
there.
very, very surreal. The pub we watched it in was in Leicester Square, like literally a 3-minute walk from Trafalgar Square. and it was just
Mm,
so weird walking with a Hereford top to watch a Hereford game near there.
yeah.
The turnout was unbelievable. We had probably around 30 to 35 people.
Hmm.
What was
Yeah.
really weird, what was actually quite funny was when we were setting up, this guy comes over to me, he's like, "Oh, are you guys watching the AC Milan Champions League game?" I was like, "No, sorry, it's Hereford Warrington, mate." And he's like,
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I don't think that's happened before really in history, has
You're
it?
you're streaming the big games, you boys. Yeah, yeah, we
Uh,
are. Yeah, that's what it is.
I'll tell you what, mate, though, we outnumbered all the Real Madrid fans, AC Milan fans, and Arsenal fans together that were in that pub.
Yeah,
And
that's
we're
what we
louder
do.
than. So that was just a bizarre experience, to be honest with you, but just amazing to see the turnout. And I think,
Yeah.
despite the result, like it was just so nice seeing people catch up with old friends and stuff. I
Hmm.
think that's what we're all about, isn't it? We're just about making that community, seeing new friendships being formed. Nice meeting so many new people as well. It's really
Hmm.
good to see us growing. We only
Yeah.
had 10 or 11 at our first street screenings, and now
Hmm.
to 30, 35, selling out on Eventbrite is unbelievable. So thank you for everyone
Yeah,
that.
it is. And I think it's important to say, we've had one or two comments, feedback from people saying how much they enjoyed it and how much they have maybe felt lonely in London. We've mentioned it before about mental health, reach out to us and again we'll put details in the description and on social media about getting in contact with people. But this is why it's so important to have streams and things and events like this because it gives people someone to speak to and to enjoy something with. And okay, yeah, the result didn't happen, but as you said, and if you've seen any of our social media stuff, there's videos of people singing and there's a lot of people around, everyone's chatting and everyone's, drinking, eating, having a lot of fun, Yeah, yes, okay, the result would have topped it off, but it's great. And, it's something you mentioned on one of the pods before, KD, about London being a big city,
Yeah.
you know, and we've all felt lonely and a bit, I say, disillusioned at times, but missing. And it's nice to have those connections, and it's done both of us the world of good. But absolutely
Yeah.
implore anyone to come to the next one and to keep an eye out.
I think what was really amazing as well, seeing how far people travel just to come.
Mm.
We literally have
Yeah.
people coming from Bedfordshire. Someone came from St Albans. I
Mm.
mean, people are like, I'm coming in, I don't care. Like, I'm really going to make an evening of this. And I think the venue change is actually better. I know we've done things in Marylebone before, but it seems being more central is a lot better for accessibility. So we will try and maybe look at that in the future. The space was better for us. So
Yeah.
just keep your eyes out on socials in terms of future screenings. We'll let you know
Yeah.
on the location.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But just in terms of the game itself, I think everyone left feeling really proud, I think the performance obviously wasn't, well, the result wasn't what we wanted, but the performance was really good. We really actually should have won that game, even with 10 men.
Yeah.
Really pressed Warrington back, had so many chances, hit the crossbar, Babos' shot, and Cisse caused a lot of problems down that left flank. I think he even had one cleared off the line, even. So, yeah, just unlucky. I think we would have won with 11 men. So, Sammy Robinson won. Keep it together.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens in terms of suspensions now. Will he get a 3 game ban?
He should do. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, whether we'll appeal it, I don't know if that's happened yet. But yeah, it's gutting because obviously he's been our one of our best players recently, and obviously Player of the Month. And I feel like there is a bit of a curse on Player of the Month. They either get it and then they either leave or they get injured or they get red cards and they miss most of the next month anyway. So yeah, it is a bit gutting. It is a bit gutting because he's been so good, but we have got some good players at the moment, and obviously Bartley coming in has helped, but I think he's only here for a month, isn't he? So if we can extend that, then that would be great at the moment, definitely, because otherwise we will be struggling.
I think it's
Um,
also been good we've tied Robertson down since we last spoke on a
yeah,
contract. So,
yeah,
I can imagine there are some clubs sniffing around from high up the pyramid or even below us
definitely.
now because there's a lot of money flying about in non-league.
Yeah, yeah. Well, obviously Gary Hooper went to Kettering, so I don't know how much money he's on, but how much money they've got. But
I couldn't
yeah,
believe that. I mean, I wish we went in for him. Absolute legend. Uh,
absolutely.
and what are your kind of general thoughts then of where we are? How do you think we're doing? Is this where you expected us to be at this stage, or
No, I'd keep saying it. I think, I was hoping that we might be on the periphery of the playoffs, and obviously we are in them. Granted, we have played an extra game, so that is a problem. But not everybody's going to win, and we've got obviously some big games coming up that we'll talk about, but especially teams that are quite close to us in terms of points. But I feel really positive at the moment. Still, yes, okay, we lost to Warrington, but we've lost 2 games out of 13. I don't think any of us would have predicted that. And especially as we talked before about the start to the season that we've had, because, we talked about the teams that we've played already, and how difficult those games are going to be. And yet we've come through them really, really well. And the teams we've lost to are probably are 2 teams we shouldn't have lost to. Um, and we can talk about maybe we should have beaten Radcliffe, we should have beaten Peterborough, but and we should have got something against Needham, but we didn't. We've got the points we've got. We're in a really good position. We're playing well. I think we need to put some more chances away. Just what you were saying about Warrington. Yeah, we had the chances, didn't put them away. Yes, we're down to 10 men. And equally against like Alfreton, Kings Lynn, we had lots of chances. Yes, we had the goals chalked off, but and those are the games where maybe we should have done, we could have done better because we had the chances. So no, I'm positive and I'm happy with it. How are you feeling about everything at the moment, mate?
I'm delighted, mate. I think as a
Yeah.
urban squad, we've really kind of adapted and grown, and we've seen that progression over the last few years in the National League North. We've obviously been in this league for a really long time, but I think what we've seen with the teams that end up getting promoted is, and I keep repeating it, they're really street smart in this league.
Mm.
And I think we're starting to learn the dark arts a bit better, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I think we were kind of naive when we came in. We didn't really, I think we were kind of bullied a lot in this league. Your typical Southports would absolutely ruin you,
Mhm.
really horrible places to go. But it seems we're now the team people don't like playing,
Mm. Hmm.
and I think
Yeah.
we're really unlucky not to actually be top of the league, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
I
mean?
know. How crazy does that sound?
I genuinely think we should be challenging Scunthorpe for the title. I don't know how it'll pan out in the next few months. Obviously, you know what it's like with injuries and stuff in this league.
Mm.
Um, but I think toe to toe with our quality of the squad at the moment, we could really be giving them a go. I wonder what it'd be like when we play them on the 21st of December at Glanford Park again. That'd be a really interesting kind of measurement of how much we've grown over the last season. But yeah,
Mm.
we're looking really good, mate. I'm really happy. Obviously, I think when we were last speaking, there were a lot of draws, weren't there? And it seems we're kind of
Mm.
converting those chances now to win. So yeah,
Yeah.
looking good. And I mean, let's look at the next few fixtures we've got coming up. So next game, Farsley Celtic at home.
Mm.
What do you think of them? What do you think of their form at the moment? Do you think it'll be a tough game for us?
Um, I think it will be a tough game. But I think it's a game we should win. Where are they? 12th in the league. They're 4 points behind us. But the only worry I have is that home form.
Mm.
Where we just haven't taken advantage of it, and I feel like we might get a decent crowd on Saturday, and again, that hasn't always worked for us. So yeah, I do think we'll win, but
Yeah.
I think we'll probably make it hard for ourselves,
Yeah,
to
I
be
think so.
honest. Yeah.
They beat Peterborough Sports 3-0 Wednesday. So
Mm.
we've got that extra day recovery, which is good for us.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's interesting with Farsi, they've got a lot of off the field problems.
Hmm.
So I think there's been issues with player payments, and they've not actually played at their home ground for a really long time. They've been playing at Bradford
Yeah.
Park Avenue.
They've
So
had issues with their pitch as well. I think that was partly why the game was on Wednesday rather than Tuesday, just because
yeah,
there was something wrong with the pitch. I don't know whether that's related to that or not, or whether it was, waterlogged or something, but yeah.
obviously we know what it's like with crap owners, to be honest, and players not being paid and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
really feel for them, but maybe that might play into their mindset this weekend. You don't really know. I think
Mm.
before the 3-0 win, they've been winless in 3 games.
Mm.
And we've got a good record against Farsley. We won 4-1 against them last season.
Mm.
Played them 8 times over the last few years. Won four, drawn two, and lost two.
Mm.
So we've got a decent record against them. So and I think we'll
Okay.
get a win as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
Okay with that.
Their main player, Ben Atkinson, he's the kind of danger man. He's a right midfielder, scored 10 last season, and he's already on 4 goals. So if we can keep him quiet, I think we should get a good result.
Yeah, could have done with Robbo, couldn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's allowed to play on Saturday because I don't know if it kicks in straight away. But
I always find that
oh,
weird that they're allowed to play this one game sometimes, and then the ban kicks in. It's always a bit bizarre. But
they
then
did
we've
it,
got
mate.
that. I think we've got a quite kind of chill game against Chester, haven't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I reckon so, mate. Be nice one that. Easy 3 points. We've got great form up there.
Yeah.
At least it's on a Saturday this time. I mean, that's something. Um, it's been Tuesday nights for a very long time, for a few years now. So we'll get a great following up there. Make lots of
Then
noise, and I'm confident we're gonna smash them.
we've already sold out our ticket allocation, you know?
Yeah,
500 tickets, went like that. Sports, we don't
yeah.
have to be immense traveling away.
Hmm.
So it's going to be a really, really good game there. And I think they're not doing too badly either. They're in 19 points. They're actually joint seventh with Spennymoor, who occupy the final playoff spot. So
Mm.
we got a good
Mm.
record, as you said, 1-2-1 there last season. I think, do you remember Texas was a
Mm.
kind of nice goal, didn't
Yeah, it's sort of, I don't know, quite a bit of a tap in, wasn't it, from 40 odd yards. So
Yeah.
yeah, bless him. If he can
Yeah.
do that again, that'd be good.
Yeah. And obviously we've Chester knows really well from our old Hereford United days. Obviously
Absolutely.
that final Aldershot game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Charlie Caton is their striker and he's their danger man on 7 goals, so we're
Mm.
obviously going to try and keep him quiet.
Yeah, he's
Um,
got a lot of goals this season, so
yeah, really nice to see they lost to Buxton 1-0 at home as well. Always good.
yeah.
Like, dent their confidence a bit more. Hopefully that sucked the confidence dry. And if you do simple maths, obviously we beat Buxton 2-1, so that means we should beat Chester 3-1 then. Um,
Mm.
but
That's how
obviously.
that works.
Yeah.
Simple maths.
And then Oxford City, mate, Tuesday night.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
no, I think obviously they're quite far down in the league. They're 22nd. They're not exactly playing very well, but they did win recently. They lost to Kings Lynn on the weekend, but on Tuesday, sorry, but they beat Warrington on Saturday. So, but that was only their second win of the season. So it's not something that I'm predicting they're going to do too much of. Uh, I think we'll be all right. Yes, it's at home, but I think we should have too much for them. You'd hope. Um, yes, we'll be missing a player or two, and I don't know how far Kaylee is still away. Apparently, he was doing a little bit of running. I don't know if it was the Curzon game or the Warrington game, but it's good to see, obviously, that he's back a little bit. Hopefully, I'm sure it'd be a few more weeks yet anyway, but you never know. Might be back for the Oxford game. And yeah, we just need. We've got some injuries. We need, obviously Skins is still out. We need him to come back desperately, really. But
Apparently
yeah,
Skins is quite bad now. That's looking like 4 months potentially.
ugh,
With Cowley as
that
well, sometimes you don't know with mind games with managers, do you? Because sometimes they'll just start the player randomly and oh my God, like
yeah,
what? But yeah, I do think he's probably a few weeks away, yeah, isn't he? It just seems to keep being an issue, whereas his ankle keeps blowing up.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
That's
yeah,
it, though, isn't it?
Oxford's a interesting club really because obviously they came down from the National League last season.
Mm,
They kind of remind me a bit of what happened to Bishop Stortford. So I think they were in the Conference South, went up, came down to National League North, and lost a lot of their squad, and have
mm,
had to kind of reassemble with a load of new players. So yeah, that'll be an interesting game, a really good away game. When we play the reverse fixture for London Bulls, really easy, one of these
mm,
to get to. So keep your eyes out for that when we do play them.
yeah,
Because we will hopefully
absolutely.
have a good following down there. What was your score predictions then?
So Farsley Celtic, I think 2-1.
Nice. I said the
Chester,
same actually in my
you
head.
gonna say the same?
Yeah, I said 2-1 as
Okay,
well. Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah, no, you're allowed to, mate. That's fine. No, you can copy me. That's not a problem. Suppose you haven't got 18-0 or something, but that's fine. Chester, I think. I think I'll be 2-1 as well.
Okay.
about you?
I'm going to go for a 1-0 win. Smash and grab, mate, I reckon.
Yeah, last minute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be one of those hostile atmospheres where we just need to nick a goal and then just sit back. I think that's going to happen, I
Oh, right. Okay. So early goal then.
reckon.
And then Oxford, you know, it could be anything from 3-0 to us to 3-0 to them. So yeah, I like yeah, I'll go with 3-1 to Hereford.
Yeah, oh, mate, honestly, they're one of those dodgy teams that we think we're going to beat, but then we end up losing it too, don't we? But I think, yeah, I actually think it'll be a 4-0 win, 4-1 win. I'll settle on 4-1.
Good for you. Good, good. Solid
Yeah,
you.
there was going to end up being a crazy scoreline, wasn't there, at some point? Um, Wanted to touch on a few London Bulls specific events. Just wanted to reiterate, you can become a London Bulls member. If you haven't signed up yet, why haven't you?
Yeah,
We've
good
mentioned
point.
loads of, there's no excuse now. You get the opportunity to hear about loads of events first. And it's really good. We've had over, I think, 70 sign-ups now, which has been absolutely unbelievable. Seeing
Yeah.
people sign up from all over London and even outside of London. So
Hmm.
we'll include a link down below. Please sign up. It just helps us understand our fan base a bit better and how we can communicate with you. And you can also join our WhatsApp group, which is a
Yeah.
really cool community that kind of chats regularly, which is great.
Yeah. I mean, even if you're based in Hereford or up north, if we're going to a game, then the WhatsApp group is probably the place to be because that's where we chat about it and see who else is going and organize what we're going to do, where we're going to go. So, even if you're just going to that game, but you want to meet up, it's a good group to be in for that reason. It's not just about London. It's not just about meeting up for screenings. It's more than that. So definitely sign up, and it's a good little group to be part of.
Yeah, and obviously, thank you for all your support in terms of us getting nominated for the, I think it's the Non-League Bible Awards.
Mm.
Is
Hmm.
the voting still open for that? Can people still vote?
I think it is. Whether it
No.
will be by the time this goes out, I'm not sure. Um, but if it hasn't, get yourself there and
Yes.
vote.
Make sure you
But
vote. Send it to all your friends.
definitely,
No, just a massive. But for us to even be considered against all these other podcasts who are absolutely, I think, unbelievable, by the way, and been going for a long time is an absolute
yeah,
honor. And well done to you, Tom. Honestly, all the work Tom puts in behind the scenes, getting agendas together, getting this all together really has been a real testament to you. And what the work Jamie does as well behind the scenes, there's a lot of work that goes into this. So well done on
yeah.
all your work, guys.
Well, no, we can't do it without you, mate. So your your continued support and your help with everything, and obviously the stuff that comes out of our mouths is a load of rubbish. We know this, but someone must like it. So really appreciate, as you say, everyone who listens, but getting the nomination and even being in the company, of established podcasts is just we never really, we never thought about anything like this. So it's amazing. So thank you.
I also just wanted to touch on the social again and just say a massive thank you to everyone that's donated. I mean, the amount of
Hmm.
donations we get has just been really emotional. It's actually been quite emotional. People have been donating even though they can't come. They're just like,
Hmm.
really hope you all have a good night. Here's like 20 quid. And it's been really lovely to see that. And it really helps us. The National
Hmm.
League commercial license is £180 and it takes a massive dent in our finances. So all support that we get for it is really, really helpful. And it enables us to put on more screenings. There's a couple of fixtures that have been selected for screening. So if you are able to donate, it could help us put that on. I think there's the 19th of November game against Scarborough, which we'd like to put on. And if you are able to contribute to that, we'd be really, really grateful.
Hmm.
Uh, there's also a big event happening on Thursday, the 12th of December, I've heard, Tom.
Hmm.
Is that
Yeah,
true?
yeah. I'm getting a haircut. Oh no, we got a Christmas party. Yes, that's what it
How's that
is.
Christmas time?
Which is we're really looking forward to. In Shepherd's Bush at the Bull, aptly named, obviously, named in our honour. Um, so yeah, no, really looking forward to that. It's £15 a ticket, limited tickets based on the venue, but it's a good venue. I have been in there before, for a drink, and it's a lovely place. We'll deck it out black and white. Um, you know, plenty of balloons, flags, shirts, everything. Definitely, bring everything you can along. And of course, we've got a Q&A with the club chairman, Chris Stig-Ammons. So that's something we're really looking forward to hearing from him, getting that update about what's going on at the club, and hopefully we're in a really good position then, both financially, but also in terms of be top of the league.
Oh, mate,
So,
it's been an unbelievable kind of few weeks, isn't it? I mean, Stig has been so good to us since we kind of started up, really. And for him to come down to London um, is just unbelievable. I mean, it's such a good opportunity for any fans that live in London to, ask the chairman any questions. Really good of him to give his time up for us. So, your ticket includes a buffet as well, and there's some amazing raffle prizes on offer. So, you know, snap your ticket up as soon as you can. There are limited spaces. They are getting taken up, so make sure you don't leave disappointed and get your ticket as soon as possible. And we'll put a link down below so you can purchase it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really enjoyed this pod today, mate.
Yeah.
As always, a lot we've talked through. A lot of big games coming up, a lot of results have happened, a lot of London Bulls events to reflect on as well. But thank you very much, mate. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it's been great, mate. Cheers for your insight into the games. And obviously last time we had Jamie with us, not so today, but you never know, we might get him back. So any Jamie fans out there, we will definitely get him back on. He's a good guy, and he spoke very well, I thought. So there you go. But yeah, we'll see. I suppose we'll see you all in 2 weeks' time, and up the balls.
Up the Bulls. See you all soon. Bye bye.
Yeah.